All right, good morning, team. I want to go over some things because it seems like, especially people that have just joined, and I understand it's very confusing at the beginning, but you need to give yourself some time to kind of see how the flow of things work here. I've said multiple times that, and if you watch the video in the video section right here, if you watch this first video, you're gonna hear me say things like soul memes are very risky, soul memes are a gamble. So if you don't want to take that gamble, then don't buy them. You know, only do the long-term plays, only do the spreadsheet plays, or the top long smart money wallets, long-term smart money flows, things like that. This is your section if you don't want to take the risk of the soul memes, because I mean, you can lose your money on soul memes, it happens, but the reason people play them is because there's also a chance to get like 100x or something. And we've had like 3 different 100x's over the last 3 weeks, some 70x's, things like that. I'm not saying they're easy to find. In fact, I missed that 100x, that last one. I am working on a system with Nansen that will make it easier to find tokens that are more ready to move, but it's gonna take multiple weeks before we can. I mean, I've still got to meet with the devs at Nansen to even see if it's possible to be done. So just understand that I am, working on some additional systems, and I'm always working for you. I did post some plays yesterday. We're going to post plays for you as well. Here's Maniki. Let me bring it up on my screen over here. I mean, I haven't looked at any of these this morning. Yeah, it could be down, it could be up. So this was 746. When did I post this one? It's up a little bit, I think. Yeah, it's barely up any, but see right here, this is a daily chart. So I probably called it somewhere in there. I mean, of course, it's not up much, but it is up. What's another one? We talked about Claude yesterday. It is down some, but it's more of a speculative play based on, if you go in our DGen chat, you'll see us talking about it. Kind of right in here. There was a tweet that had a hidden, from a Zero Bro account that had a hidden contract address for Claude. So it's very speculative. We don't know if anything's gonna happen with it or not, but we took a small position. What else? I mean, these are longer term plays, because these have pumped and then they came down and now they're hopefully pumping again. What was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, so we were looking at these. So if you don't have this channel, Rodster and Bike Soul Train, well, just let me know if you can't see it. It's a thread below the DGen chat. Make sure you join the thread when you join it. But I mean, look how many plays we posted yesterday. Rod did a 3x on one of these, minimum. SBR is another one that you can accumulate. Probably hasn't gone up much yet, but what I've noticed is smart money is accumulating. So it sounds to me like some of you need to just accumulate these little bit safer ones. Oh yeah, that's an ETH play. Let's just see what it looks like. So this was yesterday. Yeah, it's pretty much flat. I mean, it did go up some yesterday, but it's kind of flat today. But it is above the support line. So I'm always going to put a support line or a bullish line there for you and say, hey, if this is above the support line, it's fine to buy, and also try to buy it close to support. But, be careful, because if it goes below support, you probably need to get out, if it has a full candle below. And if you look at some of these long-term charts that I've made for you, with Titan X, you could buy close to the bullish line here. You could wait till it gets to support and may not make it down here. But see, when this broke above support, that was the place to buy. When this broke above bullish line, that was the place to buy. If it ever gets above TP1 here and looks pretty strong, that's another place to buy. So I hope that's clear. I know with people that just joined, it isn't as clear, but that's why I set up those videos so you could watch them. There's a lot of videos here, like there's a lot of videos here showing technical analysis, meme coin live stream Q&A, how you can play meme coins using Bollinger Bands, which is another great way to do it. I mean, if you want to be successful at this stuff, you got to put the work in. I can't just tell you what to buy every time. If you learn it for yourself, you'll make a lot more money if you put the effort in. I am going to keep helping you as much as I can, but also my time is limited. I answer DMs all day. I answer questions all day, which I don't mind doing, but it limits my time to study and to try to find plays for you. So Rod's going to keep posting plays, and I will as I have time. But if you learn to do these things and use our channels correctly, then you're going to have a much better time. You have to put some work into it. Now, there is a caveat to that, and that is if you don't want to put any work into it, then what you would do is you would follow the Engineering Robo AI channel here, just like a robot. If your token says to buy, like here on RWA, you buy it. And then in the future, if it says to sell, you sell it. And you just keep doing that all the way till the top of the market. And on the flip side of that, what's the other one you can use? Oh yeah, long-term plays. That's what we just talked about. So here's all your long-term stuff. You know, this is like the long-term hub. This is the short-term risky hub here, the gambling hub. But on the long-term plays, I mean, we've been playing these and they're all pumping. And that's just how it is during an alt season. I'm not saying it's going to keep going up, you know, without any pullbacks. It will have pullbacks. But like Cincy, for example, I've got the chart here for you. I've got the deck screener. Click the chart. We played Cincy way down here. I even told you where the buy zone was. So it came down, touched this line perfectly. Bullish above here, buy here. I'm not always going to put this buy box, but I'm just saying, you know, buying as close to support or as close to the bullish above line if it gets above it. Or even here, look at that, it got over the TP1. This was a perfect place to buy. I mean, I'm telling you, this stuff works. You just got to put the time into it, and you have to understand how it works. For those that own Engineering Robo, we talked about this many times. You have to get 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, so to ensure a position, if you're using Engineering Robo, AI specifically, and that's, I've got it here in the videos. If you want to purchase this, it's right here. You just go right here. You can get a 7-day free trial. Here's the link. It will also give you 150 off Engineering Robo AI. But if 3 of 5 of these are correct, you know, if 3 or 5 of these are active, you buy it and you don't have to worry about it until it gives you a sell signal. It's very simple. And I'm not preaching to anybody here. I'm just saying, I want you to understand it like I understand it, because then you can make a lot of money. But the reason why I do these videos and stuff is so that you can reference them. Because if I have to continually answer the same questions, then I can't ever, you know, post plays for you or answer your other questions that might be, you know, something that is not in the video. So let's see, what else do I want to tell you? I know I'm jumping around a lot here, but let's just look. So here was one of the specific questions. It was, you know, they're going in here, they're seeing that, and I get this question a lot, by the way, it's not just one person, but they go in here and they see that a smart money wallet, which these are very good wallets, they're like the top 1%, they go in here and they buy something, and then sometimes they sell it right away because it's not a good play. And that's going to happen. I mean, these are risky. You know, here's somebody buying Claude right here. When was this? Yeah, today they bought Claude. I mean, we can look at a couple of these. Like if you would have got this first, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to use it. So the first way is extremely risky, and it's just, I mean, you're basically copy trading what these people are buying, which I don't think is the correct way to do things. Just because you see a buy signal doesn't mean you should act on it right away. It's better if you wait for the initial pump to be over with, or if you see some conviction. Like if you see other smart money wallets in this channel, like here's Chainsaw. I'm guessing Chainsaw was probably going up. What time was this? Really, you'd have to find when Chainsaw first showed up here. It couldn't just be, I mean, there's a little studying you have to do. So if this is the first time that Chainsaw is showing up, and it coincides with somebody buying here, you can actually type in here Chainsaw and go all the way down and find who the first person was that bought it. So they bought it at 9:49 yesterday. Let's just see what happened with it. I need to get the contract address here on Nansen. to make sure I'm actually recording. I am recording, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna copy the contract, and I'm gonna show you one more safer way to do it here in just a second that Kaz has been helping out with. And pay attention to this, because if you really want to know how to do this, I'm going to show you exactly how. All right, so what was that, 9:49 yesterday? Let's see, that was 9:30, so that's pretty close. So right there, I mean, I've got people telling me that they can't make money on these. I mean, not everyone's going to be a winner. You know, smart money isn't going to be perfect every time. But that's a 7x right there. I mean, even if you did it conservatively and took profits quicker, it's like a 4 or 5x. So, you know, you can tell me that this isn't working, but it does work sometimes. I mean, these are very risky. It's just the way it works. You know, you're going to have people get in ahead of you that knew about this launch, and they're going to take profits when you're getting in sometimes. But sometimes you get in early like this. Maybe I had that wrong. What is this, 940? You did make profit, though. What was the first one? 949. Yeah, so you made a little bit anyway. Even if you would have got in a little bit after that signal, you know, anywhere in here, you made a 2x. So if you took your initials out, you wouldn't have lost any money on this one. You should be taking initials out on a 2x. So that wasn't quite as good as what I thought, but you can see how. Well, I mean, look at this. There was a lot of conviction here. So what was this yesterday at 10? So look, I mean, smart money got it wrong too. What was it, 10 o'clock? Well, no, they didn't get it wrong. They got a 2x out of it. So, you know, this was 10 o'clock right there. Right here was 10 o'clock. So that was a 2x for everybody involved that bought any of these right here. So yeah, I mean, the 2x ain't great, but they were hoping for higher, right? Now, I mean, I'd like to go through a bunch of them, but it would make the video long, and I don't want to do that. You're just going to have to look at the chart and see if there's still volume. And I've already done this in a video, so go here on the videos and watch the meme coin live stream Q&A, because what you want is 5-minute volume that is over, I don't know, 20K or so. Really, you'd like to see more than that. But right now it's like 8K volume. It's nothing. You don't want to be in something that's not volatile. It needs to be volatile so it can move. But just understand that a lot of these projects, it's just people like you and me, except they have bad intentions. They want to dump on you. You know, they just want to make money. So they're going to dump it. That's why these are so risky. Now, your long-term plays are, you know, these are projects that have been around for a long time, or they're new projects that have been researched by us. And we know there's VCs in them, there's doxed teams, things like that. So if you want something less risky, this is where you need to be. And also, well, in the welcome video, it tells you how to do this, that first video on the video channel. But if you go to education, or no, sorry. If you go to research and click on the pin up here and request access for all 3 of these spreadsheets, you'll get access to even more long-term plays. All right, so let's wrap it up with this last thing. And it is, well, I'll mention something about Moni here in a second too, because I know that's probably confusing for new people. But let me see what I was going to show you. So this is the strat that Kaz and I are working on that seems to work pretty good. And that's to let these things pump, you know, these degen plays pump. So maybe like Chainsaw or something, it's already pumped. Now we're going to be looking for another entry. And there's no signal yet. We have to wait. But I'll give you an example. Let me see if I can remember one of them. Oh, I know. So here's a good one that I called a while ago on this channel here. It's called KOLIN. So here on KOLIN, you know, it had its initial pump, a really big pump. And usually when a big pump happens, there has to be some kind of 50%, 60% retracement. That's just typical. You know, it can't just keep going, right? Somebody's going to take profits. So give it a chance to pull back instead of jumping in on the move. Although, I mean, you had plenty of time to jump in on this one too. I mean, look at it, it just went up only pretty much. I posted this one. Well, I can just search it here. And our calls are not going to be perfect every time either. We're going to get it wrong sometimes too, just because of the nature of these, they're risky. So this was on 11/26/107, and there you go. This is a daily candle, but the next day, if you got in at all that 24-hour period, you were up 3x or more. So this does work. You know, let it kind of play out first. It may take 7 days or whatever, but the good news is that we've got so many plays that are showing up in here that we can take time with these. We don't have to just jump into them all of a sudden. I can tell you, even though some of these, you know, like Chainsaw, maybe people didn't make much money off of them, or maybe they jumped in and lost money. I can tell you that you can make money on the brand new ones by following our wallets, but you have to be smart about it, and you have to watch my video that I did on that Q&A on memes, because you have to use Bollinger Bands. I'll show you an example here. I didn't really want to get into this because I've already done a video on it, but and I don't want to make it sound like I'm, you know, I want to be there to help y'all for sure. It's just I don't want to keep talking about the same things if I've already got a video for it. So as price is going up, you can put these Bollinger Bands on it. I mean, price is kind of, you know, it's matured a lot on this one. You'll use a much smaller time frame in the future, or in the beginning, but this is kind of what it would look like. It's going to be very choppy, but see how here, let's see, what is this, 64K? You probably wouldn't get in this low probably, because I prefer something over 100K market cap. But let's say you did get in here and you were able to buy early, you would play this one, or you would be in this one until it broke down right here. So you would have made a profit up to here, and you'd be out when it crossed below, but then you'd be right back in, and then this would have made you a huge amount of money, and then you would have been out right in here again. So see how it works? I mean, this one chopped around a bit and kind of hugged the line, but when this thing tightens up, that means it's about to make a big move. Let's see if we can find another tightened up area. Right here, here's one. Here's another tightened up area. Doesn't mean it's going to go up when it tightens up. Sometimes it means it can go down. So now we're tightening up again, possibly. And, you know, I think it's ready to move most likely, but it doesn't mean it has to. So the other thing we look at, of course, is we always want to look at smart money. And I'll just use a search function. So in my research, what I would do is I type in KOLIN or put in the contract address, and I would just see what kind of smart money interest there was in it today. And currently there's none. In fact, one sold. So there's still a little sell pressure. And here's kind of the overview. But see, this looks good because smart money wallets are increasing, it seems, and they're buying more and more tokens. So yeah, one person sold, but the rest of them are holding currently. So now all you need is more people to jump in and price goes up. So if this was a chart, this would be really good, right? So that means that it's bullish currently. I mean, you could even put this at a higher time frame now that there's more price action. See, back here, you would have to put it on a much lower time frame. But notice how, if you would have just waited, how many days did this take? If you would have just waited a few days, you could have ensured that, you know, this was going to stay above the Bollinger Band here, and then you could have gotten out, and then gotten back in and gotten out, making profit every single time. And then eventually it just blasts off. If you know TA, you can draw your trend lines and wait for a breakout. You'd have confirmation here. There's a lot of volume. You need volume coming in for big moves. Here's a bull flag, another pump. I mean, if y'all enjoy this TA type stuff, I've also got a video on that showing some TA. Trading series, tips to buying alts before whales 10x pump them, improve your degen meme coin win rate, how to turn 10K into 200K. I just want you to understand there's videos here for everything. And if I'm missing something, if I haven't done it, or if I need to do a new one, an updated one, let me know. But the amount of time you put into crypto equals the amount you get out of it. And you're going to have a hard time at first, especially if you're new to crypto. If you're new, I would say just stick to long-term trades. But if you've got some experience with crypto, it's okay to get into small soul memes. Just understand that you're going to have a learning curve with our Discord group because you just joined and you haven't seen what we've seen yet. You know, the best way to handle, brand new launches and that sort of thing, which I have to keep, make sure you keep an eye on these because every once in a while it'll post a CA for a brand new launch. It doesn't happen much though. Okay, what else do I want to say? I know I want to talk about Moni real quick, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting my point across here that memes are risky, and I don't want people putting a bunch of money in them. I mean, it's not financial advice, but I'm telling you, you can blow your whole account up. I've said it multiple times to the group. It's a gamble to be in these. We can lower the gamble risk by waiting. If you're the type of person that wants to wait on it and give it a couple of days to settle down and then get back in, that's fine. But we have to see smart money interest in it first. So how do we do that? Here's the second way to do it. So that's the TA way to do it. Here's the second way to do it here. See that Nova here was purchased by a smart money wallet and it lost. And let me bring it up on here. Is it this one? Yeah. So notice how these have a seedling. That means they're brand new. And you can just remember that as a risky signal, a risky symbol. But what we're looking for is tokens that have lost this seedling emoji. They're not new anymore. They're maybe 3 days old or something. And we're going to look in and see what the chart looks like. Like here's Kelton. Kelton was bought twice. Oh, well, that's a small amount. That's not enough conviction, really. I mean, especially if you see smart money, two different wallets buying the same token that doesn't have the seedling, probably means it's close to a bottom or something. So let's go in here. I haven't looked at this at all. We're going to click it. We're going to click this. As soon as we look at smart money, we're going to take a look at it. Yeah, look, it's pumping. Bunch of smart money bought it. Even one of our wallets that has this green tag. You can even see who bought it over the last 7 days. Let's see who's selling. Nobody's selling. That's good. Let's see what everything looks like over. Yeah, look at that. You got a pump. One person sold. The rest of them are holding. These people are completely out, by the way, most of them. Is our guy still in? Yeah, we got one guy still in, but this guy sold. So this guy, he actually took some profits on this pump. So this is a 5x move in the last 24 hours. Let's actually see, was it possible to see this one sooner? Did it show up in our signal channels? Let's see. Where's the first instance? Top degen wallets. Oh, this was a long time ago. Never mind. Let's see, 1127. Is this the same one showing up in Moni? No, it's not. Okay. What is this? 1122. Okay. I'm just looking for a signal from yesterday or something. 1129. That must have been when it first launched. I need to see when it first lost its seedling thing. And then we'll look at the chart. 12.1, that could have been it. Yeah, it doesn't have a symbol here. So let's look at 1129, and no, 12.1, sorry. Well, that's a cool GIF they've got on that one. I like that. I mean, look at this. If this showed up, where's 1129? Oh, that's way back here. I'm just trying to find where somebody bought it before this pump. You don't want to buy into the pump. You want to be buying before it. What were we talking about here? Nova might be a good one to keep track of. Yeah, Kaz was saying this. No soul micro alerts yet. So yeah, what he's looking for is some conviction from smart money. So either somebody buying it in our top degen wallets or in our Sol microcap. So I'm just looking for an instance of that. I have to go back in time a little bit to find that. Yeah, it looks like I was actually looking at it on Smile at that time. Today at 2:15 a.m. we have 2 buys. What is this? Oh yeah, there's no 1 buy of Nova for $1,000. Okay. So what I'm looking for then is 2:15 a.m. today. I mean, my goodness, that's crazy. That thing just took off. So it was somewhere in here. Somebody bought the pump. There it is right there. It was somewhere between here and here, the bottom of this candle. Look how well that worked. Actually, I'll dial it down just to show you. What did I say, 215 or something? Here it is down here, look at that. You would have got right at the bottom of that pump. And you're up 2x, roughly. I mean, it looks like it's still moving a little bit. But you know, you could put your Bollinger Bands here now that it's pumping. Maybe you bought because that person bought, because it was the first instance of somebody purchasing it, or a smart money buying it, after it already had its pump and consolidated. You're looking for a pump, consolidation. It needs to lose its seedling. You know, it can't have a little seedling on here anymore. Like right here, Alice, this would be another one to look at. Ongo, Pulsar, I guess it's PLSR. I mean, there's so many opportunities here for ones that are consolidating still. Just because they pop up doesn't mean they're ready, but it is a great strategy to use if you see some confluence, like maybe it shows up over here, which these are just standard smart money wallets. They're not the ones that we track. These are the ones that we track in top degen wallets. So if you see somebody buying something that doesn't have a seedling on it, here or here in Sol microcap memes, that means you need to look at it. You need to look into it and see if it's ready. You want to see some kind of consolidation sideways. You want to put a Bollinger Band on it, possibly, if you feel comfortable doing that. And you want to see a tightening here. And then you want to see it get above the line. I mean, it did dip a little bit there. How high could we have gone? There you go. You could have gone to 30-minute. You want to go to the highest chart you can. Might have even been able to go to the hourly. What about the 4-hour? 4-hour may have worked, but I would go as high as you can until it shows a Bollinger Band on most of the chart. So look at that. You could have been in right here, actually, before anybody, even before that smart money. But you would have had to know to look at the chart, right? So what we use smart money for is to find tokens that are ready to go. It's kind of like our filter. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll go over more of this in the future, but this is a really good primer for you on how to find these tokens using our channels. I'm telling you, these channels work. You know, if you're brand new to the group, give it some time, because you're going to hit a big one. We've had many big ones over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And yeah, we do have losers too. I mean, it's going to happen, but that's the nature of these risky gambling type memes. So if you don't want to be involved in this type of thing, then just stick to the long-term plays. You're going to make a lot of money on long-term. I mean, look what happened with Cincy. We already talked about it. We got in early. It pumped. You know, people are probably taking some profits here, waiting for another dip. And we'll buy it again when it dips. Look at, well, I mean, here's a risky one that we played that Rod called right here before it pumped first. And then consolidation happened. It pumped again. I mean, are you starting to see the pattern now? You know, we entered based on signals, or we didn't enter, but the signals worked at 1 million market cap, which it has to get above 1 million market cap for it to be a good token. Remember that. And then if it pulls back down to that 1 million or 3 million area like it did here, if it stays above 1 million, then watch the consolidation, put a Bollinger Band on it. I mean, you could even put something like RSI on it. You don't have to use a Bollinger Band. And when it gets above the 50 RSI, just get in. But go to the highest time frame you can. Like if you would have seen only this at the time, if you would have bought this while it was just going sideways, you would have been in early. And this is on a 4-hour chart. So 4-hour, 1 hour, something like that is probably going to work on these. Daily would probably be too high. But you know, here's Titan X. Rod called this one early. It pumped. It's consolidating. I bought some last night. I try to get in before the pump. Portal is above the 50 RSI. You don't have to get into it. I'm just saying, it is going to correct at some point. But this is another one you could have been in early with us. Bosun, I've been talking about this one a lot down here when it did the breakout. You'd be up on that one. Opal, I talked about this one way down here. It's getting above the bullish line. It's bullish. It could pull back to the bullish line first. I talked about FLT, how this one's probably going to bull flag. It's bull flagging. So the long-term plays are a little bit easier to figure out what they're going to do, although I'm not always going to get it right. We do know that the long-term alts tend to all go up together eventually, and we're seeing the first part of that phase. So even if you just joined, you're not too late. These are still going to move. So check the long-term plays here. Check the long-term plays, find something you like. You can even go all the way down to here. There may be some overlap, I don't remember, but we put some targets on these to where you can see what we think could be the bull market top, but it may exceed these prices as well. So check and see which ones you like the most. What else do I want to show you? So getting into Moni just really fast. This first channel, Moni X Smart Alerts or Alpha, it's very difficult to use. I'm working on a system with Nansen to where we can kind of combine Nansen Smart Money and X Smart or Moni Smart Followers to create a really good signal, so that we know that there's confluence between the two and there's a good chance of price going up. But in the meantime, the way that you use this is you're looking for a project here that has about 10 to 50 smart followers right here, especially if you see this start to show up a lot. I mean, I'm going to tell you, this would require you to watch this channel pretty often, but this is, I guess the thing is you don't really have to watch it real closely. You just have to notice when a project is starting to get a large number of smart money followers jumping in. So let's say this one started out with like 10 smart money or 10 smart followers on X a day or two ago, and then all of a sudden it jumped up to like 25 over the next 2 days. There was like 15 new smart followers that joined it. Moni's system is set up so that, and I'll just bring it up here for you. Moni's system is set up so that it's going to tell you when, some very good, usually some very good X followers follow a certain project. So what I've done is, I need to go and look at more, but what I've done is I've gone in and found some of the better ones that found like Chill Guy early, and I've got them in this channel so that the projects they're following, there's a chance there could be a really good one. And so DTF, the other day, the 100X that we did that I posted, if you go all the way down and you look, our smart money bought this one at 10:01 on 11:11, I think. Yeah, that was the earliest place that it showed up. And then here's another buy. Here's another buy. Rod posted it. It actually showed up in Moni X Alerts. DT. Where's the... Was it yesterday? So that was 3:51 a.m. I'm just trying to find where I had that, because I could have swore the Moni X showed up. Could have swore the Moni X showed up first. Did I post it here? Sorry, I gotta find it real quick. Here it is. So 10:01 on 11:11. Oh yeah, so you had plenty of time to buy if you were awake at this time, which some may have been, some maybe not. So in the top DGen wallets and in Sol Microcap Alerts, here was your conviction. It showed up multiple times over many hours. So it's okay to wait a little bit, but if we look at that at 11:11, 10:01, that was right here, yeah. 11:11, 10 o'clock right there. It did a little, a triangle breakout. What was that? It's like a 3X or something. But you would have been early on this. It never got below your entry. If you would have bought somewhere in here, it might have gotten just a little bit under it. But if you would have just held and held and held, you would have made, what did I say, 40x? That's if you would have gotten in pretty early. If you would have gotten in on Rod's call, you still would have made 12x. So I want you to understand that this works. It did actually show up in Moni as well, but it showed up after Rod's call. Where did I have that? I don't know why I didn't post that as well, but it did show up in Moni. I guess I didn't mention Moni at all on this one, probably because it showed up late. But there was another one not long ago. Oh, here it is, Tetsuo. So Tetsuo, this one actually showed up in Moni Alerts first, and then it showed up in our top degen wallets just 4 minutes later. Had you been watching this, which I understand, I completely get it. It's hard to watch this all day. I'm going to try to do more to where I can weed out as much of these. I need to make sure that all of the Smart X followers are actually good, or that they're getting in early, but it's hard to research that. You have to go through their whole X history timeline, find where they posted something, see how well it did. Moni gives them a score. There's like a score system. Like, let's look at this person. So they've got a score of 111. There's 12 smart money wallets or smart followers that follow them. Here's mine. I don't know how this works. I've got 2 little brains here on mine. I've got 29 smart followers. But there's people that have 1,000 smart followers that have a massive score. So the score has something to do with it, where that's important. It's just like if it was a project, right? If you have a lot of followers following the project, if you have a lot of smart followers, then you feel more confident that the price can go up eventually. But, there are smaller, everybody has to work their way up. So like that guy we just looked at, there's smaller accounts that may be good at finding these projects. And even we find sometimes just looking around X. So just understand that even the smaller accounts sometimes could be good, but I need to get in there and just look at them. I need time to research it. So, it was hard to use Nansen at first too, and it's gotten a lot easier. Well, Moni's kind of difficult to use right now, but there's a really good alpha in it. You just have to be willing to put the time in to find it. So like right here, let me see if I can find you an example. I'm looking for something with a CA. Sometimes it'll post the CA. This has 3 smarts. There's not enough really here to get excited about. Where's a CA on this? Sometimes you have to click through on their Twitter. And sometimes they're just following somebody. Is this a project? Okay, this has 15. Let's just see if there's a CA for this one, or if it's just a person. Yeah, I guess that's just a person there. Usually maybe oh yeah, there we go right there. I was gonna say usually there's a CA. So this one, OX Black Sun, what is the name? Binary. Oh yeah, Rod had called this one previously. So it looks like smart money is still piling into this one. Maybe, if binary is one you like, you just type in binary. And now you just go back and look, do some studying, see when it first kicked off. This is kind of the stuff you have to do to get you a workflow that you enjoy doing every day, that finds you good plays. Memes are research. That's just the way they are. If you want to get in early on the first pump, you got to research. So here's the first time it popped up, 11/29, 12/19. Here's the CA. Sometimes you got to click through the Twitter to see the CA, and the Twitter link is right at the bottom on these. It'll actually tell you all the smart followers recently, last social events, how many tweets, Moni score, which is pretty low, but it usually is when it first starts up. So I need to post this in. I don't want y'all to be discouraged about this. If things aren't working out for you on some of these, it will. You just got to get better at it. I'm trying to get better every day too. but the first pump is usually hard to get. So, you know, wait on the second pump if you want. It'll give you more time. So this was, let's see, dark sun. This is binary 1219 on 1129. About right here. So anywhere in here is where it was on that signal, the first signal we got. So that's a 2x. Had you waited, yeah, see, these jumped in as soon as they saw it. But had you waited a few days, and maybe we're in that place right now, actually. Maybe we're finding one in real time. Let's just see what the most recent, was there any smart money jumped in recently? It doesn't look like it. There's a lot more smart followers jumping in. Remember that smart followers is the same as price going up. If more and more smart followers follow, then that means price is about to head up again. This looks like a bull flag to me. Let's put the Bollinger on it. And let's put the RSI. I'm not so worried about volume right now. So it's holding the 50 RSI. You could jump in now, although it is below. Okay, let's look at the hourly. Yeah, it looks fine right now because it's above Bollinger Band. It's above 50 RSI. This was the place to get in, though, if you had seen more and more smart followers jumping in. So see, this is another way you can use it. I mean, how nice is this to be able to, like, say binary was, I mean, you could maybe be using Nansen, and you notice that binary was showing up in some of the, you know, like you can look at the last 6 hour token screener or something. I don't know if binary is going to be here or not, but DTF is. You know, so that means over the last 6 hours it was pumping. I'm just seeing if I can find binary here on any of these. I'm not seeing it. I did see it yesterday, though, so it looked like somebody was buying it anyway. But what you can do is just go into binaries, go in here and just see if any smart money's been buying it over the last 24 hours, because maybe I just didn't see it. Yeah, so there has been some buying it. And remember, smart money are very good in Nansen. You know, this is kind of flattened out, so maybe, well, there's still some selling going on in the last 24 hours. Usually you want to see that switch over to the 7-day, and you want to see some people buying. There are a couple people buying. So I think this could be turning around, but you would still want to be careful with it and make sure, because this could still be consolidation where you see something like this. It comes back down and touches that support again. And sometimes it seems like it's between the 1 million, 3 million area. So always draw your 1 million area first, and then put a 3 million as well. Something like that. Yeah, so that's pretty good. That's how DTF did it. Remember, DTF came out. Why did this thing pop up? So DTF came out, came back, touched 3 million, and then went right back up. Of course, this took many days. But, you know, maybe that's what's happening with this one. So I would just say be careful with this. I don't know that it's ready to pump yet. I'd wait for some confirmation on smart money. You know, we'll kind of watch out to see if anybody's buying binary in our smart money, because that means that smart money eyes are on it and they feel like things are about to start going up for it. But they're not always right either. I mean, here's another one, Monster. It lost its Seedling. Let's just see what it's doing real quick, and I'll wrap up with this. So one of our wallets just bought it. Looks like it's pumping. Oh, Monster. Of course, if this is the one that was just dead for a while and just now came back to life, which is funny calling it a monster. I would be careful with these. Let's just see what it's doing. Oh yeah, I don't know that I'd mess with this one. Look how it was down here at like 20K for a long time. So it had a big pump and now it's reviving. I mean, it could go, I guess. I didn't know it had gone that high to 2 million. I mean, somebody revived it, and this is a bull flag. It has to get above this previous resistance, though, to keep going. So there's a little bit of risk on this one. Remember, there's tons of tokens out there. You don't have to buy this one. You don't have to buy any of the ones I talked about. You know, find the one that you like. Okay, Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say there. I talked about these two stealth and degen launches. Watch for CAs popping up on these from time to time. But if you're a person that's very busy, you know, you're not going to have time to do this stuff. So stick to the long-term plays, stick to engineering robo AI alerts, things like that, or long-term smart money flows to see what people are buying currently. You got things like Doge, Dogecast, Arata, Titan X. You know, I just talked about Titan X earlier. Gamey. You know, look for the ones that aren't brand new, that don't have these little seedlings, because those are going to be less risky. Okay. Yeah, Moni curated. I don't think you can see Moni raw. You don't need it anyway. But Moni curated are actually tokens that Moni itself has curated, and they feel like they're good projects. It doesn't mean it's just going to pump, because nobody knows what's going to happen with the price. But if we paste this in, this is a CTO. Oh, there you go. Keltum CTO. We just saw that one on Smart Money. That's why Smart Money was buying. So yesterday at 406, we had Smart Money buying it. Let's look at it. This is a really good one to look at. Yesterday at 406. Wow, look at that. Our Smart Money found it so early. So even if you would have got in there, you'd be up 2x. This one could keep going. It's a CTO that just started, I guess. Kelton, it doesn't say CTO here though, that's weird. Usually they'll put it there. I would not get too excited about it. I mean, I'd be careful to jump in here because you don't know if it's going to keep going down. But just going back to this, Keltum. So, you know, Smart Money found this early. You didn't have to use Moni. You could have made a 2x right off of that. Always look at the chart first, though. Don't just blindly jump into it. So today at 6. Or my time 6 anyway. There's no smart followers yet. People bought more at 6:03. Was that today? Yeah. So it looks like they're trying to buy this dip. And yeah, I mean, this dip could hold. If you connect these like that, these wicks, seems like there's buying activity in that area. And bringing up Bollinger Bands, you'd probably see something there. You'd have to go down until you saw the Bollinger Bands, though. Probably 15-minute on this one. Yeah, so it's bearish right now. What does RSI look like? Yeah, RSI is bearish. I don't know what they're seeing. Maybe they're seeing this. But see, anytime price is going up while momentum's coming down, that's bearish. So maybe they're just seeing that it's getting close to this 50 RSI and they're wanting to buy. I mean, there is a green volume candle there, so some volume came in for sure. Okay, what else? Anything else? Anything else? Keltum. Here's some more. Okay, so a smart follower finally followed it. And this is at 629. So some eyes are starting to get on it, but that's a low amount of smart followers so far. So price is probably not going to move very much unless Smart Money starts jumping in a bunch. Okay, so I hope that all made sense. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this a public video. This is gonna be unlisted. So if you want to make comments in the video, or if you want to make comments in the Discord, you can. You can DM me any questions regarding it. If you want a specific video on something that you didn't understand, let me know on that. And just keep getting better. That's the main thing, right?